AITA. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to date women with children? I'm relatively new to Reddit, so salutations fellow Redditors. So I've decided to stop dating women with children. I am 24 years old, so I don't think that's unreasonable, but I acknowledge it slims the pickings. I announced this to my friend group, all of whom are either in serious relationships, with kids, or married, with kids, and they all called me a douche for being petty. I have dated 2 different women with children, and I got attached to the kids in a way that I never thought was even possible for myself. My experience with stepparents runs more along the lines of wicked stepmothers. The first one cheated and the second one left me with no real explanation other than, "It's not you, it's me." The first one sucked, but I got over it, even though I felt like I lost my child. Me and the girlfriend were losing interest in each other at this point. She was just turning into a vile person. The second one, I turned into a mess, because I feel like I lost my whole family and it absolutely kills me. I went back to drinking briefly after. I did manage to pull my head out of my ass before it got out of hand, thankfully. She is the first woman I've ever actually dropped my walls for and let in, but I feel like she just used me at this point. Losing the kids is probably the worst thing, because I cared for them when they were sick, taught them colors, stars, I showed them Pokemon, which they loved. I taught the older one to count to 10, I potty trained them, we would fist bump and do the rocket power woojity shake thing, and it was awesome. Now it's all gone, as if nothing ever happened. I don't want to put myself through that again. I honestly can't take getting close to someone and their kids only to have them walk out of my life again, and I have no say in the matter, so I refuse to date women with children now because of that. Wow, that's not where I thought this was going. The fact that your reasoning is that you can't bear to lose a kid with a breakup pushes this firmly into no a-holes here territory. There are valid reasons, and this is one of them. NAH. No a-holes here. I did not expect you to have the reason that you do. Given your experience, it is totally understandable that you wouldn't want to date women with children. On a somewhat related note, you're going to make a great dad someday. NTA. Not the a-hole. You absolutely can refuse to date anyone for any reason. NTA. Not the a-hole. It's terrible for kids to have men in and out of their lives too. They lose too. NTA. Plenty of people don't want to date someone who has kids from a previous relationship. Totally valid preference to have. NTA. I'm also 24. I generally have the same view, but it really depends on their personality. If they have a kid and intend to use me as a crutch financially, let's say, I probably won't be interested. Edit. I kind of think I'm still too young to start parenting a kid anyways. I'm just not ready for that. Slims the pickings. You speak as if 90+% of women your age have children. NAH. No a-holes here. You're not wrong for wanting to protect yourself from the double breakup. NTA. It's just another preference in the dating world. NTA. Not only are your reasons valid, but everyone has preferences, and those preferences don't make you good or bad. NTA. Being in a step-parent role is really hard. My sister was a step-parent. You fall in love with the kid, but you have no rights to them. I totally get you, you're not being petty at all. NTA. Kids are hard work and a major investment in time, money, and effort. And if you can't handle the possibility of welcoming kids in your life just to lose them, then you are absolutely in the right. For what it's worth, I dated a man with 2 kids and adored them. I stayed far too long in the relationship just because I loved them. That was 15 years ago and I still miss them. NTA. No one owes anyone dates. No matter how many single parents will tell you. You seem like a person with lots of empathy, and you deserve a partner who will not put others before you. AITA. It makes sense, but maybe one day you will feel comfortable dating a woman with kids if it's the right woman. I'm sorry you had to go through this. AITA. You're under no obligation to put yourself through that again. You can refuse to date anyone for just about any reason, that's your prerogative. Anyone who says otherwise can jump in a lake. NaH. No a-holes here. And even if your reason was, I don't want to deal with the complexities of dating a woman with a child, you still wouldn't be the a-hole. NTA. I also decided not to date women with children after doing it several times. Then a friend introduced me to a great girl with 2 young kids. We've been married for over 21 years, the kids both have great jobs, and we're still happy. You never know. Best of luck. NTA. You're too good of a dad to be raising the children of these unappreciative women. Go find a childless woman, we exist, 27F here, and have your own children. Then, even if the woman sucks, you still have children that can't be taken away from you. NaH. Also, I'm shocked that this is a thing at all when you're only 24. I didn't have friends with kids at 24, let alone people in the dating pool with kids. And that was only 9 years ago. NTA. No matter what your reasons. If you hated kids, it would be fine. If you didn't want to marry someone with kids, it would be fine. If you just felt like you were too young to deal with kids at this point in your life, it would be fine. But this. Good on you for protecting your tender heart. And just FTR, when parents date, it behooves them to make damn sure of the new partner before ever introducing them to the kids. Like 6 months or more. I'd be fairly wary of someone who wants you to get involved with their kids right away. Personal story. When I was a single mom, I had a date lined up with this man that I'd seen a couple of times before, and my ex dumped the kids back to me on his weekend. So the date and I kind of shrugged and said, well, let's do something with the kids, why not? Big mistake. They fell in love with him. They talked about that guy for weeks, when was he coming back, could they show him the drawing they did? They were heartbroken when I didn't keep dating him. Nothing wrong with him, we just weren't into one another. I learned a big lesson, and they never met another of my boyfriends until I had been with my partner for almost 8 months. NaH. I don't date people with children either, for the reason you shared and also because I like to be the most important thing in my significant other's life, but I wouldn't want to date someone whose kids weren't the most important thing in their life, so that makes it impossible to date anyone with kids. Absolutely NTA. Single mothers have made the decision to have the child, or children, of another man. It's your right to dedicate your time, efforts, and resources to women without such children. Totally NTA. Being with someone who has kids means you will always be second in that relationship. I think you deserve to be first in your SO's life, but people think that's funny. NTA. You could have stopped at 24 years old, you are completely within your right to not want children in your life yet, even without the rest of your reasoning. NTA. You've decided you're looking for something else. That's your choice and no one has the right to give you shit about it. Single moms are a special sort of train wreck, and there is a reason so many of them are out there looking. Good on you for making the choice about what's healthy for you. NaH. No a-holes here. I won't date women with kids or dogs, to be honest.